Hello, winning couples. I am Robin, and when I tell you, I'm so excited about this conversation we're having today. During this video, I am sharing the 12 habits of happy couples, and we talk about all the principles and the strategies that you and your spouse can use to make sure that you are winning, that you are happy in your marriage. You know, there is a myth about happiness in marriage that means that there's no conflict, that we don't have disagreements, and that's absolutely not true. And we're going to talk about that during this conversation. But what I love is that also there is a absolutely free download that you and your spouse can access by clicking the link right in the description that goes through these 12 principles. You can print it out and you can just do an assessment of your own marriage. Now, listen, over here at I Believe in Marriage, we want to help Christian couples win in their marriage. How I want you to use this video and all the other videos that are right here on this page is that you and your spouse watch it, discuss it, see where you agree. It's okay to even see where you disagree. This is my only ask. If there is one takeaway, if you got one takeaway, will you like the video? If you got two takeaways, will you go ahead and subscribe to the channel? Now, here's where we take it to another level. If you got three takeaways, will you like it, subscribe to it, and share the videos? I think you might just get what you're looking for. Let's dive in. Now, as y'all are coming on, you may hear all this clanging that's going on in the kitchen because they do not care that I'm doing this live. The pots and pans are doing the most, okay? And that is nobody but my daughter. That's all I'm going to tell you. Oh, or it might be my man. I don't know. All right, so let's dive in. I want to share with you all these 12 principles of happy couples. Now, what I want you all to do, as always, as you watch these videos, as you are coming on and you're watching these videos, I want you to use these videos here at I Believe in Marriage to jumpstart your conversations with your spouse. You all look at this and you talk about it and say where you agree, where you don't agree, what you wish you would do differently, what you want your spouse to do differently, okay? So, let's dive into this conversation. We are talking about the 12 habits of happy couples. Make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you look in the description to get the PDF. If you're watching this on Instagram, just go to my bio and click 12 habits. I think that's what it's called. Just says 12 habits, so you can grab this download. Okay. Habit number one. Here are the 12 habits. Habit number one. Happy couples understand, they have this mindset, they understand that they need Jesus and not just on Sunday mornings, all right? So happy couples are habitual when it comes to their relationship with God, prioritizing their relationship with God. Now, I want to make this clear. This is something I think sometimes Christians struggle with. Listen, there are plenty of people who do not confess Christ who are relatively happy. We don't have happiness on lock. Christians are not the only people who are happy. So I'm not suggesting that if a couple doesn't know Jesus, that they won't ever find happiness. But what I am saying is that if you both have the value of Christianity, if your marriage is rooted in Christ, then you honor that value. You honor that value together. And so happy couples, happy married couples understand that they don't want Jesus just to be who they deal with on Sundays. In the middle of that argument you have on Wednesday, you are going to pray about it. Even if y'all are not praying about it together, your spouse is praying about it, you're praying about it, and you're looking at your life through the lens of Christ. If you are going to be a Christian couple that's winning in your marriage, one of your habits is going to be that you look at your life through the lens of your faith. And that means both of you submitting to your faith. Both of you recognizing that I am going to esteem my spouse above myself. Both of you recognizing that I'm willing to die to myself. I am willing to submit my heart to God. I am willing to forgive. I am willing to ask for forgiveness. That I am allowing my faith to guide how I show up in the marriage. So that is habit number one. Habit number one, and when you're looking at this report card, you're going to be asking yourself, okay, do we really prioritize our faith? Okay, let's go on to habit number two. Habit number 2, or principle number 2, is that happy couples realize, y'all listen to this. Happy couples realize that each marriage has their own seasons and that you don't have to be afraid when you are in a winter season. Let me say it again. Happy couples realize that every marriage faces the different seasons of life. And so if you and your spouse happen to be in a winter season, it doesn't throw you off. Now you pay attention, you lean in, you do what's necessary to deal with the realities of the marriage, but you don't have to believe that just because we are in a tough season, that means that our marriage is automatically over, or that it means automatically that our marriage is not going to get back into the good seasons, right? There's a book that Gary Chapman wrote that I recommend to so many couples, and it is The 4 Seasons of Marriage. And what he talks about is the fact that couples go through different stages depending on what's going on in that season. There is going to be a summer season. There's going to be a fall season. There's going to be spring. There's going to be winter. And so if you have that mindset, one of the things I coach women through all the time is to anticipate hurdles. I want to spend some time here. I coach women to anticipate hurdles, because often women clock out, shut down, give up as soon as a hurdle comes. But life, your journey, your business, your relationships, your health, you're going to face hurdles, and you want to build the resilience to be able to rebound, to get over the hurdle. So it's the same thing in your marriage. You're going to have seasons where he is wearing you out. Now, I don't know that my husband ever has a season where I'm wearing him out, okay? But he's going to wear me out. I'm just joking. But you understand that there are going to be times when things are difficult. And so you want to understand, how do we navigate those winter times without assuming that we are jacked up, messed up, overwhelmed. Now, I do want to say this, because I don't want to minimize tough times. I don't want to minimize that. And there are times that the intensity of the winter season needs additional support. There are times when the intensity of the winter season needs additional support. And so I want to make sure that you understand that. But happy couples understand that marriage is filled with different seasons, and you are not going to be afraid just because winter has hit. Okay, so let's keep going, because we have to get through 12 habits or 12 mindsets of happy couples. Okay, here is the third habit. Happy couples, y'all. Can y'all please lean in on this? Like, I need you to lean in like this. I need you to lean in and hear me. Happy couples give one another the benefit of the doubt. I really think, for the most part, this is a secret sauce for my spouse and I. Happy couples give one another the benefit of the doubt. And the reason why I say for the most part, because I might not have done that in the last couple of weeks, but for the most part, happy couples give one another the benefit of the doubt. You use this habit when you understand that I am going to remember what matters most. I'm going to remember the character of my spouse. I'm going to remember that intent and impact matters. Listen, intent is not enough, right? That's not enough. I need to know that you have good intentions towards me, but that's not enough. I need to know that you're going to change your behavior if it keeps being a problem. But happy couples understand that intentions matter. Intentions really do matter. And so if I know that my spouse didn't mean to hurt my feelings, or if I know they didn't mean to forget this, I give the benefit of the doubt more often than not, right? You are careful about making assumptions. I need y'all to hear me. Here's the secret sauce for couples. You are careful about making assumptions, and you give the benefit of the doubt. Okay. So I've already given 3 so far, and I want to know where you stand with these 3 already. So number 1, happy couples understand that they need Jesus, not just on Sunday mornings, that they intentionally incorporate. The habit is they intentionally incorporate faith in their marriage. The second habit is that happy couples understand that marriage has seasons. And so the habit is when they are in a winter season, they don't get overwhelmed. They just do what they have to do to fix it. Habit number 3 is happy couples give one another the benefit of the doubt. They are careful about making assumptions. Let's keep going. Here is habit number 4. Habit number 4 is that happy couples understand that relationships should be mutually beneficial. I know I might be being a bit dramatic on all of these, but I'm telling you, this is the stuff that makes marriage work. These are the ingredients to a healthy marriage. Happy couples understand that relationships should be mutually beneficial. So what is the habit? They have shared responsibilities, right? They each know what it takes to feel and fulfill one another's emotional and relational needs. It is not one-sided. I am making sure that I'm sacrificing for you, but I'm not the only one sacrificing. You are sacrificing for me. You are intentional about tuning into my heart. I'm intentional about tuning in to your heart. I understand that I shouldn't be the only one benefiting. That, we've heard this saying, happy wife, happy life, and I love that personally. Personally, I think that should just go down in history. But we know that it should not just be the wife being happy. It should be happy wife, happy husband. Everybody's happy, right? And so happy couples understand that relationships should be mutually beneficial. We are rolling through these. As you are coming on, can you share this video? Can you let somebody know, listen, I want us to talk about this. I want to unpack this. Maybe you and your guy friends can, the fellas going to talk about this. Maybe you and the ladies can talk about this. You and your spouse talk about it. Share this, like it, comment so it can move up the algorithm. We have several more to go. Here's number 5. I love this one. Happy couples are serious about the team aspect of their marriage, and they don't let outside people interfere. Happy couples are serious about the team aspect of their marriage, and they don't allow other people to interfere. I'm sure my husband even mentioned this on this past Sunday. You know how you can have a relationship with somebody, maybe it's your mother, your brother, your sister, your father, and you have something to say about them, but you were like, no, you can't say that. I can say it, but you can't say it. Well, that's the mindset that happy couples have. I can say this about my man, you raise up off of him. Anybody who knows me can finish this sentence. I don't play when it comes to Lee May. I am not a natural fighter, but baby, I'll take off my earrings for that one, right? And so happy couples understand that they are a team, and outside folks can't interfere with this oneness with their team. You are intentional about what winning looks like for you and your spouse. Now, when I talk about not letting anybody interfere, that doesn't mean that you don't seek wisdom. That doesn't mean that you don't get advice. As a matter of fact, I think it is extremely unhealthy when married couples don't have anybody that can give them wisdom or advice. But I am talking about those outside forces that want to interfere with the unity of your marriage. If somebody is whispering in your ear anything negative about your spouse, who is trying to create a distance between you and your spouse, who is trying to get you all off of one accord, you don't play that. And you want to be discerning. You want to be discerning about how people are engaging with you when it comes to your spouse. All right. And so you cover your spouse. You have your spouse's back. Listen, in this house, we have the tough conversations. I'm going to say the tough things. I'm going to point out the stuff. Listen, I am his greatest cheerleader, and I probably am the one who's going to critique the most as well. But nobody else can say what I say about my man. Okay. And so happy couples are serious about their team. And so the habit is they don't allow outside people to interfere with their connection. Let's keep going, y'all. Number six. Remember, you can get this download absolutely free. If you're watching this on YouTube, just go in the description, click that link. It will say 12 Happy Principles. Click that link and you will get the download so that you can have this and you can come back and refer back to it. So we're at number 6. Happy couples are not afraid to give each other space, if that is physically, emotionally, or even spiritual space. Let me say it again. Happy couples are not afraid to give each other space. That can be physical, emotional, or even spiritual space. Listen, I know y'all are one. I know when God joined you together, you are one. But when you are confident in your relationship, you're okay with giving each other a little space. Sometimes you may need time just by yourself. Listen, ladies, you may just want to go to, ooh, I almost said Target. I don't know when you're watching this, but right now we can't go to Target. Can I tell y'all how my husband had my back the other day? This is what happens. If you're just now joining us, this is what happens. I bust out with random stories in the middle of the conversation. So just the other day, my daughter went to a birthday party and I dropped her off and I had to go get the gift for the young lady. I go to get the gift. I'm on the phone with my husband and it had just been so much going on. I was on the phone with my husband. I was venting. It's like, now I got to go get the gift. I'm going to go to Target. He says, baby, you're not supposed to go to Target. I don't care. I don't have anywhere else to go. He said, baby, you don't want to go in Target. And I was like, you're right. You're right. So he saved me from going to Target. Okay. But I used to love, and when Target getting themselves together, I'm going to go back to this, just walking around Target with my Starbucks coffee, just browsing. I turned off Life 360 because I don't want my family knowing where I am because I need my own time. That is time that I love. Listen, my husband goes running. I do too, though. I need to add that to what I like doing is where I love running. I'm just saying you want to find time where you just are by yourself. Now, this could be a personality thing. For me, I am rejuvenated with time alone. And so if you have a partner like that, you don't have to be intimidated or afraid when they have time by themselves, right? Happy couples are okay with taking a break from, and now when I say take a break, don't take it too far. I'm not talking about 6 months, 3 months, a week. I'm talking about a couple of hours. Or even a little staycation. Listen, I don't know the culture of your marriage. You got to know the culture of your marriage. But it is okay for you all to have some time. You're not intimidated or afraid or insecure if there needs to be some time. Now, again, because I don't want nobody sending this to their wife and saying, listen, I'm going on a week-long vacation by myself because Robin said you shouldn't be intimidated by that. Know the culture of your marriage, okay? I don't know if I could handle Lee May saying he's going away for 2 weeks. So where are we going? Where are we going? But if he said he needed to go take him a little something, okay. You understand? So you want to know the culture of your marriage. Okay, let's keep going. Let me get off of that one because I don't want nobody getting mad at me. Number 7, happy couples intentionally have fun, listen to this, and engage in one another's interest. One of the best pieces of wisdom I got when I first got married is to be interested in what your spouse is interested in. And so if my husband is really passionate about something and I can't have any kind of conversation with him around it, then that's not okay. Or if I'm very passionate about something and he can't even have a conversation with me about it, then that's not necessarily great because we want to be able to enter. Now, I don't have to be as passionate, but we want to be able to enjoy what the other person enjoys. Now, that doesn't mean all the things. My husband has no interest in watching any of the reality TV shows that I watch. And I love it because that's my time by myself. But we do find things that's probably how I got started running, right? Because my husband loved running. He never put any pressure on me. I tried his hobby and now I am obsessed. So one of the things we do together together-ish, we do 5Ks together. Well, the reason why I say together-ish, because he finishes his 5K in about 30 minutes, okay? That's not how long it takes me. But that is a habit or a hobby that we can do together. So happy couples intentionally have fun and engage in one another's interest. Whether that is attending a game every so often, whether or not that is going to a movie every so often, whatever it is that your spouse enjoys, it doesn't mean that you always have to be at that activity, but you at least show some interest. Let's keep rolling. We only have what, 4? Yeah. We have 5. Number 8, happy couples pay attention to what is pleasing to their spouse. Now, let me spend some time with this. Happy couples pay attention to what is pleasing to their spouse. So I believe it is very important for you to be you. I don't believe that you should change who you are. If you do some research on healthy relationships, because these principles I'm giving you, these are just not opinion. This is research based. Do some research on this for yourself. So it's very important that you are able to be yourself. You don't want to have to live the watered down version of you. You don't want to change who you are to appease your spouse. And so I want you to hear that. My personality shouldn't have to change for my spouse to be okay. But even with that, I want to make sure that I present myself in a way that is appealing to him, that is pleasing to him, that he does the same thing for me, that I can say, now, baby, you look good when you wear a button down like that. You look really good. Does that mean that man has to wear a button down every day? No, but he knows when he does that, I'm like, oh, okay, baby. Today, my husband went to an event. He had on his button-down suit. I don't ever see him in a suit. And I was like, oh, okay. And so you want to make sure, listen, if your spouse might really like when you wear your hair curly, wear your hair curly every once in a while, right? Do things that are appealing and pleasing to your spouse. Listen, you want your spouse to be attracted to you. Wear the perfume that he likes, wear the cologne that she likes. Do things that are pleasing to your spouse. We are rocking and rolling. Number 9, happy couples yield to one another's strengths and they fill in with the other person's weakness. Now, I really wish I had chosen the words area of growth, because folks sensitive. And so instead of weakness, I wish I had said areas of growth. But when you get your report card, when you download this PDF, it will say weaknesses. So happy couples yield to one another's strengths and they fill in for one another's areas of growth. So in other words, one of my favorite books is Strengths-Based Marriages. I'm sure you've heard of the strength-based assessments where you operate based on your strengths. You put more focus on your strengths. Well, there is a book called Strengths-Based Marriages, that same concept, and it is talking about what are your strengths in the marriage. And so happy couples know who's stronger in this area, who's stronger in this area, who has this area on lock. If this is my area of growth and this is your strength, then why not let us lean on your strength, right? And so you want to know that about one another. Now, each person should come into the marriage as a complete person. Let me say it again. I know in Hollywood, we hear, I need you to complete me. That's romantic Hollywood. I don't need anybody to complete me but Jesus, okay? I don't need my husband to complete me. I don't need my children to complete me. I should be whole and complete in Jesus. But even in my wholeness, even in my completeness, I have areas of growth. And my husband, more than likely, my area of growth is his strength. And so happy couples yield to one another's strengths and they fill in for one another's weaknesses or their areas of growth. And so you don't have to be resentful. When we both are doing this, I don't have to be resentful when I'm coming alongside you. And because I know you're going to be coming alongside me. Remember, I think it is number, let's see, I'm going to go back up. I think it is, let's see. One of these pointed to that, but the bottom line is I know where you do well and you know where I do well. And so we lean on each other in those areas, okay? So what is the habit in that? The habit is I know what my role is and you know what your role is, and we honor each other's role. What if I told you that the key to a thriving, fulfilling marriage is at least having a game plan? Listen, I'm life coach and licensed therapist Robin May, and I have been in the trenches with couples for over 20 years, and we keep it real around here. Now, there are a lot of factors that contribute to feeling fulfilled and even happy in your marriage, but I can tell you that if you and your spouse do not have a strategy, you are setting yourself up for failure. So I created the Couples Playbook. It is a step-by-step template to help you and your spouse create a strategy for winning in your marriage. It will help you get on one accord with your finances, with parenting, even with your intimacy, all the things. Listen, I want you to slow your life down long enough, set aside this time, and create a strategy, a plan to win in your marriage. Head to IBelieveInMarriage.com/playbook. Okay, number 10, happy couples are honest with themselves, which makes it easier to be honest with each other. Y'all, when people ask me what's the key to a healthy relationship, they are often surprised when I tell them, next to loving Jesus, one of the keys to a healthy relationship is self-awareness. It is so critically important that you can be self-aware, that you can know your stuff, because it is very frustrating to be with someone who is consistently projecting all of the issues on the other person. And so if you can learn to be honest with yourself, then you and your spouse can be honest with one another. If you can see yourself through the lens of curiosity and see what we talked about right before here, your areas of growth, then we don't have to have so much conflict, because you are owning up to the places in yourself that need improvement, right? And so you are honoring your own self-awareness. You are honest about when you make a mistake. You are honest when you have a shortcoming, and you're not projecting that onto your partner. All right, y'all, we only have 2 more. So let's recap what we've talked about so far, and then I'll give you the last 2. If you're just coming on, there's a free download. You can get all 12 of these habits just by clicking the link in my bio. If you're looking at this on YouTube, click the link in my description. So number 1, happy couples understand they need Jesus, and not just on Sunday morning. The habit is that they are intentionally incorporating their faith in their relationship. Number 2, happy couples realize each marriage has seasons, so they don't get scared during winter. The habit is that they are understanding that the relationship is going to have ebbs and flows, and we know what is necessary to resolve. Number 3, happy couples give one another the benefit of the doubt. The habit is that we do not make assumptions. Number 4, happy couples understand that relationships should be mutually beneficial. And so the habit is, I am tending to your needs because I know you're going to tend to mine. Number 5, happy couples are serious about their team, and they don't allow outside folks to interfere. What is the habit? We are protecting our oneness. Number 6, happy couples are not afraid to give each other space. What is the habit? That we have security in one another, and so I'm okay if you need time alone. 7, happy couples intentionally have fun and engage in one another's interests. That is the habit. I am paying attention to what's important to you, and vice versa. 8, happy couples pay attention to what is pleasing to their spouse. Baby, the habit is, if you like me in that dress, I'm going to wear the dress, right? So that is tending to what pleases your spouse. Number 9, happy couples yield to one another's strengths, and they fill in for one another's weaknesses. What is the habit? That very thing. I know where I have a strength and where you have an area of growth, and I don't mind filling in the gap for you, and you don't mind filling in the gap for me. 10, happy couples are honest with themselves, which makes it easier to be honest with the other person. What is the habit? I am being self-aware so that my marriage can be healthy. Okay, let's keep going. So we have 2 more to go. Happy couples are honest with themselves. I told you that one already. Let's do number 11. Number 11. Happy couples know the importance of picking your battles. Recently, for those of you who may not know, my husband and I pastor a church, and periodically we do these where they interview us about marriage tips and marriage strategies. And just this past Sunday, we talked about this very thing, because we were talking about conflict. And the question was, how do you come back from conflict? Well, one of the strategies we said is this very thing. Happy couples know the importance of picking your battles. I don't know how much I can stress this, because you want to make sure that you're not making everything a thing. Like, I guess I should have started out by saying this. Do you want to be happy in your marriage? How do you define happiness in marriage? My husband and I understand, and I'm going to talk to you about the myth about happiness in just a moment at the end of this. But part of what makes us happy is that we don't want to always be in conflict. Now, where you could run, where this could be problematic is that you don't ever want to deal with anything. And that's not healthy either. But for us, happiness is that we don't always have to be in conflict. And that means picking your battles. And that's really important for me because I tend to look at things through a lens of what's wrong versus what's right. That's just my makeup. I tend to look at life through that lens. And so with me, I could always be finding things, but happy couples know the importance of picking your battles. It may be something you disagree about, but does it have to become a thing? I hope my husband didn't just hear that, because I always struggle sometimes with making something a thing. But that's what happy couples learn, to pick their battles. All right, number 12. Baby, mark this one down. When you print this download, highlight it, circle it, because this is huge. Happy couples are open to influence from one another. Can I tell you, research has found that one of the keys to a healthy marriage is being willing to be influenced by your spouse. Couples that are willing to be influenced by one another have healthier marriages. And I should say influenced positively. You're leaning to your spouse's intuition. You're listening to your spouse's wisdom. You understand that iron sharpens iron. You understand that y'all are on the same team. So if your spouse is giving you feedback, they are wanting to help you grow. And so instead of being resistant, you're open to it. I'm telling you, go research all 12 of these. You're going to find that all 12 of these, this is not just opinion. These are 12 strategies that can help you be happy in your marriage. And so happy couples are open to influence from one another. And so again, how I want you to use this download is use it as a report card. I call it your happy relationship report card. It says 12 principles of happy couples, and you want to go through there and you want to rank how you all are doing. What's an area that you all can improve? What's an area that y'all are already very strong in? Print this out. Give it to your spouse and say, baby, I want you to assess. Do you call your spouse baby? Do you call your spouse honey? Do you call your spouse babe? What do you say? Say, babe, honey, sugar. I want you to read this and tell me, where do you think we are really, really winning, right? Add to it. You know, these are the 12 principles that Robin has presented. But one of the things that makes me really happy in our marriage is this. Put that on the sheet. Because see, on here, I didn't say anything about intimacy, did I? We need to add it. We need to add it to the list. Now, in all seriousness, I want to say this, because I believe in marriage is the place where couples are winning in their marriage. And it is very important to me that I believe in marriage is not rooted on any one couple. And in this conversation, I use my husband and I a lot as an example, but I did that with intention. If you go back and listen to the other videos, I don't always use us as an example, but we are coming up on 23 years of marriage. I cannot wait to share our a little project that I think we're going to finish in time for our anniversary. It's next Sunday. I'm going to do a video talking about what we wish we would have known before we got married 23 years ago. But I use this a lot because I want to say this. There is a myth that if you are happy in your marriage, there's never any conflict. There's a myth that if you are happy in your marriage, that means you always see things the same way. If you're happy in your marriage, that means you haven't faced any tough stuff. And that's simply not true. My husband and I have dealt with a lot of ups and downs, a lot of stuff. We've carried a lot of weight. We've navigated a lot of storms. Listen, we probably had it out a couple of days ago. So I used us as an example a lot during this conversation, because you can be happy in your marriage even with conflict, even if there's been a frustration, even if you're carrying some weight. We want the overall health of your marriage to be happy. And you and your spouse need to define what happiness means to the two of you, what happiness looks like and feels like for you and your spouse. may be different than me and my spouse. Now listen, ladies, if you don't know what happiness means to you, baby, head over to defineyourhappy.com. You can go through 5 days and discover your own happiness. Fellas, DM me. I'll send you a resource. I don't have one right now, but I'll find one for you. But I want you and your spouse to be happy. Don't you guys want to be happy and enjoy your I do? Enjoy your I do. Enjoy your I do. So if you want these 12 principles, make sure you click the link in my bio. If you're watching this on Instagram, if you're watching on YouTube, the link is in the description. These are 12 habits of happy couples, and the download will give you a report card that you and your spouse can assess your marriage. All right, friend, that's it. I really hope that you enjoyed this conversation. Remember our agreement. If you got one takeaway, you are liking the video. If you got 2 takeaways, you are liking and subscribing to the channel. If you got 3 takeaways, you are liking it, subscribing to the channel, and sharing the video. Thank you for helping us amplify our message to help couples win in their marriage. I'll see you soon.